Hey y'all, Kelly, the Missouri Carnivore. I'm glad you stopped by today. It is a beautiful but windy Missouri sunny day, but soon it is clouding up and soon it will be stormy. Um, this has been a kind of a weird year for weather. I'm sure we had this in the past, all over the country where we have droughts, we had snow in weird areas and storms, and that's one thing that we're experiencing here in the central part of the United States to the Great Plains is it is our nadir season, tornado season. And tomorrow they're calling for some even stronger storms here in Missouri, that potential of tornadoes. So I know I'll be at work and I'm hoping I'm safe, but the good news is no matter what, there I have safe areas. Everybody should have safe areas, and I know that for me, I'm living in a manufactured home. It's not a good thing to be living in during a tornado. But one good thing for me, I live next door to my mother on the property that has a basement. So we have our storm shelter. And so um, bring on the naders. I hate to see a nader come through because it can be devastating, but also during the day, I have seen a tornado about 31 years ago, and they're fascinating to watch, but at the same time, it can be scary. So um, I'm I'm grateful that I hadn't encountered one and hadn't had anything destroyed by a tornado, but I know one thing: if it happens, and God's willing, and I will pick up the pieces and clean up and rebuild. That's part of living here in the central part of the United States, especially in April, May at time frame. But here lately, it seems like we can have tornadoes any time of the year, including December. I have seen it where not too long ago, about 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, they had an EF5 that was long range that went through the Boot Hill, Missouri, through Arkansas, Boot Hill, Missouri, into Tennessee and Kentucky, that nearly completely wiped out Mayfield, Kentucky. It is very scary. So, any of y'all are listening, in the Midwest and the plains, you know what I'm talking about. It is our season for our whirlwind wins. So let's go to the chat and say hi a few people. First thing before I do this, I had a great live with John, Sunday school teacher, John Athena. I can't pronounce his name very well. Very nice gentleman, very well knowledge. He's been carnivore for 3.5 years. George was there. Normally it would be Juliet, but George called me. I didn't hear from Juliet, but George was telling me that Juliet's daughter that lives in Phoenix had a cardiac arrest. That she is in critical condition. That's where Juliet and Doug's at. We need to make sure we keep them in our thoughts and prayers, because one thing about it is they, burying your parent is one thing. I can only imagine burying your child, because we need to go before our children no matter what. But definitely pray for Juliet, pray for Doug, pray for the strength, and pray for the hands and the minds of the doctors to get her well, and that Godspeed, that she will heal from this, and be with Doug and Juliet this time, because I know it can be very, very, very stressful at this time, because you don't know what's going to happen, and it can be stressful. So make sure we put her in our thoughts and prayers. But other than that, I had a great interview. I had a great time on Carnivore Sunday School with John and George. It was awesome. I love to meet John in person someday, and one day I will. And one day I'm hoping I get to meet George in person as well, even though we live across the pond from each other. But I know one of these days, either one of these days, I'll head that way, because I always wanted to travel England, because parts of my ancestral was from England and in Europe, and I have part here in the United States as Native Americans, indigenous people. So I'm looking forward to meeting a lot of you all. Um, so let's just say hi a few people. Amy would have been here, but she says said hi to me. Sorry, she's gonna miss this live, which is okay, Amy, because you will catch, no matter what, you can catch a replay. And a lot of times we may not be able to see each other's lives all the time because there may be something else or something else you have to do. And it's okay. Have a great time, filming this interview with a fellow PhD grad. And I know that I'm looking forward to seeing that live. And then Rick came in, and hi Rick, hello from Miami, Florida. Well, hello from Missouri. Glad you stopped by. And George said he didn't think he'd make it, and he might have said he thinks he was feeling great, not tired, and he is here from all the way across the pond. Hi George, I'm glad you got to stop by. Helix stopped by. Hey, glad you stopped by today. She is my neighbor from the west. Let's see. This is JSHKS Kansas 897 in between Casey and Lawrence. Well, glad you tuned into my live this today, and thank you for stopping by. I'm not too far. I'm about 2 hours east of Kansas City. And, hey, glad you checked my channel out and all that and joining the live. And Helix says, yeah, she's here from Olathe, Kansas. Lance says, good afternoon, Kelly. Good afternoon, Lance. I'm glad you stopped by today. I believe Lance is now over six. I know he celebrated over his 600 day of carnivore, and congratulations, Lance. And, keep on sharing, your journey with others. Helix says, I'd rather eat tater than a nader. Yeah, I do too. Because naders are not going to be fun, but I know it's that. That's one thing about it is like you never know this time of year when you're living in the plains in the south, in the central and the south central of the United States. This is where we get to put on our storm gear and go chase them. Well, I don't chase them because I'm not a pro, but it is fascinating to watch them. Rick says, good to know. I think it was about Juliet and her daughter. And Rick says cardiac arrest. I had no idea the cause was. No, I have no idea. George says, I am in contact with Julie. Her daughter is undergoing tests, but is stable and able to talk. It's a waiting game at the moment. Pretty much, that's good that she is alert, that she is stable, she's able to talk, but at these times, you don't know what the cause of it is. And one thing about it is she'll keep us posted. She keeps George in tune, and George will make sure, let us know what's going on. Hey, we got someone, Jaguars Southwest. The good afternoon from Mesa, Arizona. Well, glad you stopped by today. And he says, hello, bestie George. And Lance says it is 612 today. He said, thanks, Kelly, for the compliment. And yeah, I have to recount, but I think mine is almost 640 now. And I'm getting closer to my 2-year carniversary date, which I've been in the thought of a video when I am showing it, when I do that video, show what I started on that day one, the food I ate, plus show. I don't think if the apartment comes vacant, if the person noticed to vacate, I would love to go in and say, this is the apartment where I made my decision to go carnivore. but I am going to, when I go to work, I'm going to, part of that video is I'm going to record. I have to do it outside. I can't do it inside because it is occupied, but it's something that was special to me because it's something that I never would have expected almost 2 years ago where I'm at today. And that a decision can be made anywhere. And that was where I made my decision at work in an apartment because I was in so much pain with my hip, with my knees, and with my feet, especially my left foot. And that's the one thing about the carnivore diet is I notice a huge difference in the pain because I don't know how I'm getting around with a bad hip. And no matter what, no matter what exercises I do, it's not even helping to get that hip to get my full mobility back. And the only thing I have to do is just go through the surgery because that was the main thing. The pain, I'm not worried about the pain. The pain is not there. It's just I want my full mobility back to where I want to be able to have, I can, whatever I can do on my left side, I can do on my right side just as easy. And that is the one thing about it is I want my full life back because there's a lot of things I want to do and I want to be able to get that out of the way. And one of them is I wanted to continue to share my journey. And I'm looking forward to see what it's like to heal from hip replacement surgery on Carnivore. Especially, I know they're going to prescribe me with pain medicine. I will get that. It'd be the very last resort. But my goal is I'm not going to take it. I'm going to allow the body to heal naturally. It's only if I need I have it. But other than that, I'm not going to want that in my system. I hadn't had any sorts of medicine except for blood pressure medicine. And I've been here lately, been going every other day with it. And I'm going to slowly, eventually wean myself off of it and just check my blood pressure daily because a lot of times it's like I feel great and I'm going on how I feel, not what scientists or how way I should be and stuff. I'm going on how I feel. And this is the one thing I did talk to my mom about because I used to go every 2 years, go do a heart checkup. And the only reason why I went is because my dad passed away, complications of a stroke. He had AFib, but also his AFib, he was taking blood thinners, had to take them off every time he bled. And then as he got older, he pretty much ate the standard diet. He looked on on weight wise, they'll say, oh, he looks healthy, but really on the inside, he wasn't healthy at all. And I wasn't at that time. I'm not for sure if AFib was this a genetic, is it hereditary? You don't understand stuff until you actually start taking your health in your own hand. And when you're hearing successful stories of other people that had AFib that reversed it or went into remission, and we all know a few of them. I know one of them. He's from Texas. His name is George, or he goes by Geezy. He's always on Carnivore Talk. That his AFib went into remission. I know Brian goes Wick, Brian Wick, I believe Wick or Wiki. His Wick goes Carnivore. He always has a live on Wednesdays. His either reversed or went in remission. And so what I feel is if I'm going by how I feel, I'm not going back to seeing a heart doctor. I just went every 2 years just for a general checkup because I wasn't for sure. But as you start healing yourself and you understand how you feel and you're feeling great and you know what the root cause is, it was inflammation that caused this stuff. And the other reason why I decided I'm not going back is because my normal where I go is called the Missouri Heart Center. Well, there was a conflict between Boone Hospital, Boone Health, and Missouri Heart Center, and the Missouri Heart Center is closing. So most of those doctors, cardiac doctors, are staying with Boone Hospital or going into the Boone Hospital because they want to stay in the system. But you have to refer as a new patient, root all that stuff. So I told my mom, I said, I'm feeling great. And as long as I'm feeling great, I'm not going to worry about going. Why do I need to go if I'm feeling great. If I feel like noticing symptoms or I start getting short of breath, then that's when I'll worry and I'll go. But I'm going to go on how I feel. Rick says our weather is dead from October to May. Rick, y'all are going through a pretty good drought the way most of the meteorologists are saying, following, because I know we got a lot of rain, and I know y'all sure could use the rain in Florida. But I know y'all are getting ready to go into your hurricane season. Let's see. Felix says, my uncles used to chase them. It must be the naders. That's one thing that I would love to see another nader, but far away and going the other way. And I have no idea how many days I've been on Carnivore. Rick, you probably lost count after 1984. And then I got Brian Ayers 258. He said, hey, Kelly and everyone. Well, welcome to the channel. And Helix says, congratulations, guys. I have fallen completely off the rails, complete with whiskey. I don't care anymore. Well, Helix, don't give up. Don't give up. And sometimes, things happen. Get right back on. And yeah, don't give up. Just be careful with the whiskey and make sure, if you need to reach out, we're all here for you. And just remember that we do care. George says, I don't count the days, but I got diagnosed with type 2 diabetes in March 1st of 2022, and that's where it all started. Yeah, we all have our story. Mine is inflammation, and besides the weight. And the one thing is I never was clinically depressed, but when you start feeling hopeless and you get on the scale and you start feeling hopeless, like the scale numbers are going up, your pain is going up extraordinary more or extremely more, you feel hopeless. You start feeling hopeless, and you're like, why care? Why bother? I guess this is the way I live, and not knowing that there's another way out. But also, I was doing keto before this. I started keto 2021. I lost 85 pounds, but not knowing what I was putting in my body was very toxic. And this is not even the keto treats and the cookies and stuff. This was about the plants. I didn't know spinach was the worst thing to eat. Like, it was like extremely high in oxalates, and nuts and seeds were, especially almonds, were the worst. And I ate a lot of almond flour. I made a lot of breads with almond flour, and I also made the homemade keto desserts and stuff like that required almond flour. And not knowing what the effects was, it was affecting my body. And I felt that probably part of that was it. But then also, keto wasn't sustainable for me because I fell off, I slipped, but also, and then that's where I started gaining weight. But also, the following year discovered the keto treats, the keto cookies, the keto breads, not knowing that stuff's not keto. It's just pure garbage. It's just classified. They were just labeling it as health food, and it's not. And when I made that crucial decision in July 26, 2024, bam, I decided to give it one day at a time. And I was even debunking it because it's like, man, this is crazy. Ain't no way me eating meat could be like this. No way. And like my first meal, that's why I want to do the review video, because my very first meal, I purposely was going to sabotage. I'm like, I'm going to gain weight. Like, I had 6 or 7 McDonald's burger patties, and I got home that night. I was hungry, and I decided I'm going to eat 2.5 pounds of ground beef. I ate half a pound of bacon, and I ate 4 or 5 eggs with that, and butter on top of that. I decided to do the beef, butter, bacon, and eggs. And I'm like, yeah, I guarantee I'm going to be like 340 something. I'm going to be bigger. Now it proved me wrong because I because I decided to do another day and I still lost weight and I was losing the inflammation. And within a week, I was feeling a whole lot better. Like I wasn't completely healed, but I was feeling a whole lot better. Where 2, 3 weeks later, or 2 weeks later, I was in Nashville, Tennessee with my daughter on vacation, walking around all over downtown Nashville, sightseeing and walking and with very little amount of pain in my hip. Yeah, I was still limping, but I was I was like very little pain and walking all over down at the Opryland, the Grand Ole Opry area. Went through the tour, walked through the mall because my daughter wanted to see a boot barn. Went to go find something to eat that was carnivore for me, and never had any issues. And then even following that, we left it a little bit early. We cut our day short and decided to head home, but we took a 10, all right, we took a big long detour to Kentucky to the Ark Encounter, and we walked almost 2 hours in that place, and I was fine. And so that's one thing about it. I made that's why I made the decision. I'm going to commit for 30 days, and here I am, almost 2 years in, and feeling great. And yeah, do I still want to get leaner? I'm not worried about my weight. I just want to look a little leaner. And of course, right now my body is trying to heal at the same time because it's trying to keep the inflammation down because I have this damaged hip and this leg discrepancy. Once I have this surgery, it's like boom. It I'm sure once my body is fully recovered, it's going to change. But also, it took 2 years on carnivore versus probably 45 years, and probably 20 of them I abused from smoking, chewing tobacco, um, eating a standard diet, lots of sugar, lots of duck food. As Rick would say, yes, I ate a lot of duck food, and you try to moderate that, and it's hard to do, especially sugar, especially Little Debbie snack cakes. My very, very favorite thing I always ate was the Nutty Bars, and I end up eating the whole box. So yeah, that's a lot of healing, and it's not gonna it won't be overnight. It may take time. Some of us goes quick, some of us are still in our healing phase, and that's probably where I'm at. That's why my weight hasn't dropped much. It's because I'm in a healing phase, but I also know that I don't think I have very much more weight to drop, because I think the biggest part of my weight is muscle mass, because I think as we eat, and this is my opinion and my thoughts, because we're not doctors or anything. We don't work in the medical field. This is just my journey, and my opinion is I feel that most of it is when you eat meat, a lot of protein, especially the proper protein, the proper fats and stuff. We tend to get a lean muscle mass that probably weighs a lot more than what our fat we have on our body. So for me, I'm a pretty stocky guy, and no matter what they say, we're all not the same. Like Rick is 6'5" or 6'6". He's taller than Dr. Sean Baker, but he may have a different structural. He may not be as stocky as Dr. Sean Baker. Dr. Sean Baker, he's a pretty buff guy. Of course, he also lifts weights and stuff like that. So he's got a lot of muscle mass. Well, like for me, I'm stocky. I look, if my family line, especially on my mom's side, you can see the stockiness in it. My grandma was pretty stocky. Most of my aunts and uncles were stocky. Now my grandfather on my mom's side, he was slender, and some of my aunts took after on that side, and some of my aunts and uncles took on my grandma's side, on my mom's side of the family. So my mom is pretty stocky, and so we all don't have the same shape. And to my opinion is, you know this BMI number, I feel that is bogus. I mean, I feel that you go by how you feel, and and go, because also the one thing about it is we also, if you carry more weight, your muscles are going to be stronger because of the weight you're carrying. No matter what, you're not going to fizzle out, so your muscles are going to be stronger. Well, let's go say hi to some more people. Sandy says, I'm sorry I'm a little late. Well, better late than never. Oh, look who come in. I hadn't seen Mr. Stud in a while. He says, what's going on this channel? Whatever you want to hear. And then he says, well, I have nothing better to do on a Sunday afternoon, huh? And then he says, I can't believe Jerry threw me off the channel yesterday. Well, this is the thing. This is the thing, is like, I'm not going to throw you off. I'm not going to kick you off. But if you start being rude, I will ban you. But other than that, if you're respectful, I'm not going to. Um, you know, I'm not gonna worry about it. But once you start bashing people, start making fun of them, stuff like that, that's when I'm going to ban you. And if you have a crude comment, yep, you're done. Rick says a few droughts years followed by bad hurricane season. And then oh, Mr. Potato here says, do you eat pizza when the camera is off? I eat pizza when the camera's on, the camera's off. If I'm making a video of a pizza, I eat it, I'll eat it with it on. Just check out my channel. I have a carnivore upside down pizza. But you know what? And if you're talking about regular pizza like Pizza Hut or Domino's, I don't touch that nasty stuff. That stuff is nothing but duck food. I feed that to I would send that airmail to Rick to feed the ducks in the canal. And he says, I'm sure you guys eat hamburgers and hot dogs from McDonald's, Burger King when the camera's off. Well, I'm not gonna lie, John. Yeah, I stop at McDonald's to get burger patties if I'm on the run, but I don't have the camera running 24/7 either. I mean, so yeah. As Dr. Berry says, hot dog is hot dog and bologna, if it is better than all the carbs, all the junk, or a candy bar. And I don't eat the bun. I just get the burger patties. The reason for that candy and cakes, Thomas. Well, you know what? I'm not going to go there because, we don't know. And I do. We all slip. We're not perfect, John. None of us is perfect. Neither are you. And if he slipped, I don't think he slipped very much. And at least, you know what? When he does, he asks for accountability. But no matter what, I don't think he's even eating candies. If he does, it's because maybe he needs to get his blood sugar up. And then I got someone here, Custard Cannon 69. I started Carnivore March 17th. Well, congratulations. You have made it over 30 days. Keep going. And if you ever need that accountability, we're all here. We have a live tomorrow night called Carnivore Talk. Come by. There's usually Jeff and Bob. And sometimes, I usually chime in most of the time, and few of us chimes in. And so we're there. And then we have Russ Mitchell, the Keto Cookout. Be sure to tune in there. And also Custard Cannon. Dr. Kiltz every morning has a live stream, 6 a.m. Eastern time. I don't know what part of the country you live in, but 6 a.m. Eastern time, you'll have Dr. Kiltz, Dr. Nelson, Alia Wells, and a guest. So So yeah, no matter what, keep up the good work, and we're here for it. We're here to cheer you on. A lot of us are here. So no matter what, matter of fact, I believe tonight Amy's got a live at 6. Amy Davis, Keto Rock Stars, chime in there as well. She's got a live. Butter Bob, and then also Thomas Target Prime Rim. He does interviews and stuff. And so as you're on your journey, he may reach out to you to do a interview if you're willing to. So yeah, keep up the good work, and keep going, because you said here you, as of today, you're down 35 pounds. That is great. I know you asked this question yesterday on live, but this is my opinion is, yeah, I know that he's gay and that he's married to a man, but that's his preference, not mine. He didn't once push it on me. We did not share his personal life. We didn't share my personal life. We didn't share George's personal life. We shared what Carnivore does. And I think John is a great guy, and I'm looking forward to meeting him. And no matter what, that's his preference. It's not my preference. That's his preference. And no matter what, some of the nicest people out there are gay, and I don't have a problem with that. Yeah, I'm strong in my faith. I am a believer. I believe that Jesus is my Lord and Savior. I believe what He done for us that we didn't deserve, and He died on the cross, but that's not for me to judge. That's for God. That's for God to judge on John's heart, not mine. Because I look at it this way, and Rick hit it really well yesterday on his channel about is, it's no, is gay a sin? Absolutely. But also having an affair while you're married, um, or having, if you have a relationship and you're having sex without out of marriage, that's the same thing. It's sin. If you're struggling with pornography, if you're looking at pornography, it's no better. No better. It's sin. So I don't have a problem. And that's his preference. And no matter what, um, that's his choice, not mine. Where I do have a problem is the culture that pushes this on everybody, not the individuals, because there's a lot of individuals out there that are gay that aren't pushing this. They're not pushing it. They're not showing their PDA. They're, they are happy. And that's what gay means, happy. If a lot of us know about the Flintstones, when it says a gay old time, is meaning have a happy old time. And that's what really gay means. But no matter what, it doesn't matter if John is gay or not. Rick has met him. I met him through his live stream, and I was very fortunate. I'm very fortunate to get to meet him. And no matter what, he's very knowledgeable. So it doesn't matter if he's gay or not. The thing is like, what is on your heart that causing you? Because being judgmental like that, it is also a sin, and it's no better than being gay or having marriage out of wedlock. Because the thing is having an affair when you're married to someone, especially have a family and you're having an affair and split the family, that makes me more mad than if someone is decides they're going to be gay. So who cares if John, the Carnivore teacher, is gay and married to a man? That's not for me to judge. That is for God. That's his heart, not my heart. And I'm not going to judge that. We're here as Christians. We're here to share Jesus. We're here to share the love of Jesus, not judging other people. So I'm not going there anymore, John. It's insane. Let's see. Brian Ayers said, I had a ablation surgery and everything was going great. Then I got sick and came back. Then I started Carnivore way of living over the last year, and it has almost gone away. That's awesome. Awesome. That is awesome. Sandy said, Custer, awesome. And Lance is the same thing. Amazing. That is amazing. Keep up the good work. We're here for you no matter what. all of us custard. So keep up the word. Lance also has a live stream as well, I believe, on Saturday and Sunday. If John or if Lance will post that when he has his live, that way you can see that custard because he does. And also Dr. Kills also has a live on Sunday around 9 a.m. Uh 10 a.m. Eastern time, 9 a.m. my time, Central time. And then Dustin Keto Simple also has a live stream around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning as well. And see, people say it afternoon. Any thumbs up. Let's see. Today is my 1 year carniversary. Feel like a rock star. That is awesome. Congratulations. Well, John, yeah, when I eat my meat and beef and eggs. Yeah, I don't talk while I eat with my mouth full. And Custard says, "Well done, Brian." She said, Helix says, like I am going to meet Stock USA, but maybe that's me getting to the car after maybe again. I can't do this anything right lately. Well, Helix, the thing is like we're all not perfect. And no matter what, don't don't fall off. Don't fall off. Don't give up. We all go through storms, we go through trials, we go through ruts. We all have those things. And thing is I'm going through a storm that I haven't really talked much about, and I probably won't talk about it. Eventually I will open up, but right now some things it hurts a little bit about it, but things, there's days that I give up, but I never, that's one thing, just don't give up. If you're going to meat stock, enjoy this, take this time, go to meat stock, enjoy that time, and have a great time there in Tennessee, because that'd be great. But no matter what, keep on doing. If you fall off, get right back on. Always say that if you fall on your knees, get right back up, dust your knees off, and just keep on going. Because one thing about it is, if we all have, if that's one reason why we don't want to look back to our past. We always want to look towards the future. It's an example, just like if you're in a vehicle, you look how big the windshield is, and you got the rear mirror and how little it is. That's why God doesn't want us to look back on our past. Our past is our past, and we look forward. And that's one thing about it. No matter if we fall off, we get right back on and we go. So yeah, don't give up, Helix. Don't give up. See, we got congratulations. Yeah, congratulations on your 1 year. Brian says, "Hey man, hey Lance, I missed you this morning. I hope you had a great time with the grandkids." And Brian saying, "Thank you." And Lance says, "Up north at their place now, just relaxing, enjoying the sunshine." It is good to see the spring, because this is one weird year. I know tomorrow's supposed to be 80. We got storms, but it's going to be back in the 60s. And usually this time of year for Missouri, we're in the 70s, but it's it is enjoyable now that I know that spring is here and the winter crap is behind us. And or said, "That's great, Lance." Oh, hi, Terry girl. Glad you stopped by today. Let's see. Uncle Charlie stopped by. Hi, Uncle Charlie. Rob Angle is a very nice man from Carnivore Talk. He lost a lot of weight when he had a broken ankle and just sat on the recliner and played video games from the carnivore diet. Yeah, that's amazing. And JS, Kansas. I'm just gonna Kansas 897 said muscle weighs more than fat. Absolutely. And then Rick says, I am a skinny one. Yes. BMI is a way to make money, not cure anything. Yeah, that's one thing about it. They want to set you like if you're a certain weight. Right now, they're saying I'm 6'1", but technically I'm probably 6'2", maybe 6'3", and that's because I got a leg discrepancy, probably by an inch. I don't know if it's physical or something damaged in the hip area on the right side, but when I'm standing, my left my left leg is like bent out. My knee is bent out and my right leg is just straight. And then I can know when I don't have my lift in, I can feel the tension in my back. I can feel it, not like going in pain, but I can tell that I'm all bound up and it's hard to move. And no matter what, just 1 inch standing still, I can't stand still without having my left foot just start burning. I don't have like plantar fasciitis pain, but if I'm standing because of that without that lift, oh, it is horrible. Ryan said I had some duck food 6 months into carnivore, got crazy sick and cured me from the duck food forever. Yeah. See, John says you got a big belly still. You got a easy 1.5 pounds to lose. Stand up and lift up your shirt, and I will let you know how much weight you need to lose. John, I don't need to lift my shirt up. I know how much weight. I know where where my measurements is and stuff like that. Just because I still have a belly, and the thing is, the camera don't do justice in my videos because it's at a different angle. What I see in the mirror is way different than what I see on camera, and it doesn't really matter to me. And my opinion is like I don't hardly have another 30 pounds to go. I'm like two something. I'm maybe two something or 280 something, and I'm not worried about it. Yeah, I'm 280 something. I wear a 2X shirt. I wear a size 40 waist jeans. And I'm not worried about lifting my shirt so you can see how much weight I need to lose. It's not about numbers. It's about how I feel, and it's about measure, about how I feel and how I look. And no matter what, I feel great. I feel like I look better today than ever. But also, if I stand up, I'm also going to look like I also have an anterior pelvis, so my belly sometimes will stick out a little bit more because of this situation I have with my right hip. So, John, no. Rick, my brother was 6'6", thin and but strong. Rick, Rick says low troll time. Yeah. as long as John Spud, Mr. Potato, he doesn't get rude and hateful, I'm not gonna kick him off. But if he start tormenting my guests and tormenting my family and tormenting, I'm talking about my carnivore family that's here, and talk bad about them, then yes, you will say goodbye. Terry Gurr said, yay, it's troll time. Rick is poisoning the ducks, laughing out loud. I've already reported Spud head for hate speech. He crossed the red line with the last comment. All right, George. Matter of fact, I know George is late night, but I'm going to find George here. All right. I made you a moderator, George. So like if you see that, go for it because yeah, if he's showing that, he might end up locked here before you know it. And then John or Rick says, "Hey John, why don't you call me fat?" Yeah, I'm just kind of curious about Mr. Spud here. Why is he only? I have not seen him on. He was really fascinated with some of us um on the smaller channels, but I have not seen him on Homestead House live last night when Carrie and Jen was live last night. I have not seen him on Kills live, but why is he so fascinating about some of us? And the thing is like, why you're so fascinating about it, about us, us bigger ones, because no matter what, we're all here on the same journey. Some of us maybe still be healing, some of us may have the weight off. And the one thing about it is like, who cares? I weighed 190 in 1984. Old DL, I was 246 11 and a half months ago. Now swinging around 194, 196. Doctor said I'm still obese, low. Feel lots better. Never knew how bad I felt. Yeah, that's awesome. But it's never. That's weird that even at where you lost quite a bit of weight and you're below 200 and they're still saying you're obese, because I feel that it is kind of a money thing. All right, I'm gonna I had some fun yesterday, and one thing is really got me choked up yesterday because Rick mentioned something, because I was heading to a fundraiser, and one thing Rick Mopar Charger always, that really liked me for is because I go to build homes for the less fortunate, especially here in Mexico. And it's a organization called Casas por Crystal. This is my seventh or eighth build I'm going. And I was going to show you a 10-second clip of our fundraiser yesterday. I got to get back here. There we go. Here we go. This was our fundraiser. This is about a 10-second clip. Most of these people are part of this mission trip. We did a pulled pork dinner here, and we have actually gained we have raised, let me come back here. We have raised, just in the cash loan, not the Venmo, over $2,200 just on that. That's not counting the Venmo. So that was pretty awesome. And and that's one thing is like, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for Jesus. It's what I'm just the hands and feet. I'm using my skills for that. And that's one thing I have a passionate for. And Rick really said it perfectly why, we do have one organization called Habitat Humanity. And of course, there's funds behind it. But the thing is like something like this that I go through, you don't have that in the United States because of all the government bureaucracy. The the government has their hands in it. And the one thing is, you have all these codes. You got to have a bathroom. You got to have this electric. You have to have your walls certain way. You have to have this. You have to have that. So they have to have their hands in it. And this is the house that we're building costs $11,000. Trying to do that ends up costing hundreds of $1,000s here in the United States. And it's so hard to do that, and because of the government. And that's the one thing I have a passion for, because they've been doing this since 1993. Because there's people, I remember on my first build, there's people that are living in pallets, making homes out of pallets and making whatever they can, trash, garbage. One of the builds, I wasn't on this build, but it was on a build adjacent to the one I was on at my first one. They lived in sandbags. The sandbags were deteriorating rapidly, and that's what they have, is because they're so poor, because it's a third world country. It's like, it's a different world. Once you cross that border, it is way different. And you, when you look, you're like, I'm spoiled. I have nothing. My problems are nothing compared to what those people go through down there. So yeah, thank you for Rick for sharing that uh through compassionate about that. Let's see. Yeah, he said, Rick said Kelly was paying attention when I answered about the gay issue. Great explanation. Absolutely, because why do we worry about that? That's not our area to judge, because no matter what, we're all broken, busted. We all make mistakes. We all make choices, and no matter what your sexual preference, that's not mine. That's John. Who cares? John didn't push that on me. John didn't push it on anybody else. That's his life. And no matter what, it doesn't matter. John is a great guy. I got to meet him today on Carnivore Talk, or not Carnivore Talk, but Carnivore Sunday School. And it was awesome. I would love to meet him in person someday when I ever make it to Florida at Hack Your Health or another type of meetup. And so, like, yeah, who cares? And Sandy hit it right there. We all sin until the day we die. Absolutely. And no matter what, we are sinners. And I'll tell you, I'm the first one as a black hole, cold hearted sinner. No matter what, I make mistakes. I'm not perfect. I had my struggles. I still have my struggles. Okay, says I saw that guy Louis on Dr. Kill show today with a pink robe. I bet you thousand. If you're talking about Lewis, I don't think he's gay. As a matter of fact, if just because he was wearing a pink robe doesn't mean that he's gay. And matter of fact, if you're talking about Lewis from New York, he is not gay. He is straight. And really, does it really matter about it? That we're not talking about people's preference. We're here to have a great chat. We're here to listen to people's stories, talk about our experiences, and just have a great time. We don't need to worry about who is gay and who's not. It doesn't really matter. Brian said, this year has been a great all for new and wonderful people I have met on this journey. Not every day has been great or easy. Looking forward to the next year and all to the new doors to open. Absolutely. That's the one thing why, within been in a year since I've been in this community, almost 2 years, and I started my channel probably a year ago. You can look at my videos compared where we're today. I've, you know, like I testified when I made my first video why I went carnivore, and I didn't produce a video for a long time because I didn't want to do this. This is not me. I'm not doing it. But the reason why I continued to share this and why I continued this channel was because I already had a subscriber or two. And if I just gave up and yanked the channel off, and that person looked up to me, that one or two people, that's what matters. Just like, sharing the gospel and reaching out, and you can share the gospel about Jesus tens to 1,000 people, but if you only get that one person to listen, that's a win. And for me, that was a win to continue with that channel, even though I still didn't know the ins and outs of YouTube. I didn't know which way I was going until today. And I saw where my niche was, and I was going to continue. Now, I want to continue my farm channel, my homesteader channel, and I thought about, as I talked about it on the Carnivore Sunday School, I thought about integrating it into the back into the Missouri Carnivore channel, where I produce two videos, a video what I'm doing here on the land and preparing that homestead, and then my on the Sundays comes out, I have my live stream plus, a cooking video. So I thought about doing that, and because it is kind of tough to get two channels going, having two channels, trying to do two channels. So I've, I'm thinking about doing that, but yeah, because I definitely got some videos I want to do, because I think it was around after Labor Day last year, early September, I had a video that I put out on this current channel, the Missouri Carnivore, when it was Broken Carnivore, where I was doing farm work. I was doing work cleaning up a barn lot. I was cleaning trees. Well, those trees are starting to grow back, and I wanted to share with you a homemade solution, a safe alternative, because one thing about after being carnivore, eating a healthier, we want to stay away from the poisons and the toxins, especially the glyphosates. And that's the one thing that I wanted to share is like, I'm going to do this, go out there and kill those trees to get rid of them before they grow back. And I have to do this all over again. Let's see. Yep. Rick said, Kelly speaks as a man of God who knows he is saved by Jesus. Yeah, I'm not perfect. I don't pray every day like I should. I don't read the Bible every day like I should, but the beautiful thing is I knew what he done, because no matter what, no matter the works I do, without the gift, without the grace, um, we're nothing. The works are nothing. It's about what is in my heart. And no matter what, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I do lose my control sometimes. And that's one thing about it is like, I know that he's chasing me some days, and there's days that I will fall on my knees crying to him. And then there's the days I worship him, and then I get comfortable. So yeah, it is not a perfect world. And no matter what, that I'm hoping one day that when I face him face to face, because that's what matters, is if my name's in the book of life, and no matter what, what I done for him will be as a treasure. Everything else will be burnt up and be garbage. Felix says, it's like I can't sleep without the whiskey. I don't want to do anymore. I can't take Trapazone again. Half listening, half at work. Ooh. Terry Girl says, repentance is hard part no matter what perpetual sin you are stuck in. Some sin isn't noticeable to the naked eye, but some is very seen. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. And then here's Lance's live when he does on Saturday and Sunday. When he does it live, he does 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern, Saturdays and Sundays. So, and then Custer gave a thumbs up. Hey there, as always. Hey there, there's always a rotten potato somewhere. Yep, absolutely. He came. He only came the one only other time, and that was it. But then he came back today. Helix, prayers to the best of you. I went down the same road some years back. It's a struggle. I know firsthand. Well, yes, I agree. You will be in my thoughts and prayers, Helix. No matter what, I'm going to pray for you. And no matter what, if you need something, reach out. I'm here no matter what. We're here for you. Reach out if you need it. Even even if you ask for prayers, I will definitely pray for you. So far, carnivore is the easiest way to eat. I bought a half a cow. I eat beef every day. The fat keeps me full. I have no cravings all day, dropping pounds, rebuilding muscles. Amen. Absolutely. That's awesome. And Kathy says, yes, Helix, don't give up. Don't give up. Oh, what does Mr. Potato Head has to say here? Talk to Papa Carnivore. His brother is a doctor. He can ship all you guys Ozempics, Zempbound in the mail if you so you won't fall off. I heard top notch. You know what? I'm not putting any poison. I don't know if you heard me, Mr. Potato Head. I told you I'm having hip replacement surgery. I'm not even taking the subscribed pain medicine that they're going to subscribe me when I get out as a last resort. I'm certainly not going to take no Ozempic GLP-1. I don't need no GLP-1. You know, you know what? I mean, the thing is why are you so hard on certain people, especially Thomas? Thomas has got a story. Thomas is doing great. You know, we do have our ups and downs. We're not perfect. Yes, Thomas target prime rim is trying to go in remission with his reverse his type 2 diabetes, and Thomas is doing an awesome job for the fact that he is missing his toes on one foot and his foot is swell, and it's because of lymphedema, the whatever emphysema, whatever the building of the fluid, because he's standing on his feet long. But does it really matter? You're gonna keep on, and either I'm gonna ban you or one of my moderators is gonna see it and we're gonna tag it up. But the thing is like, does it really matter? We're here to talk about positivity. I'm not gonna talk and dish Thomas. I'm not gonna dish anybody on here, no matter what. They're my family, my carnivore family, they're my friends, and I'm there for them no matter what. Uncle Charlie said, all of us are beautiful people inside out. God bless us all. Absolutely. Yeah, see, this is where, if you're gonna cause my friends, people that comes to here, you know what, and saying that you're gonna bash, and if it's gonna cause issues like this, guess what? I'm done, because I don't want people have to leave because of just because you want to bash, because bash Thomas, bash me, bash, and that's uh, I'll figure out to block him permanently. But when you start doing that and causing people to leave, I'm done. So see. Isabel says also be a she. Never know. And then George says, "Thanks, Kelly. Spud and I have history on other channels where I moderate. We were an easy target until you made me a mod." Yeah, I'm done with him because after you someone leaves because they're enjoying the live and someone is bashing people or talking bad, you know what? I had enough. Okay, I got a question. What part of Missouri are you in? I've been on I-70 to St. Louis, and that was a beautiful trip. Well, I am not too far from I-70, Brian. I live about 30 miles north of Columbia, Missouri. Um, I work in Columbia, Missouri. I live in a small town called Higbee, Missouri. Uh, it's about 30 miles north of Columbia. So yeah, I know exactly where you said, traveling through I-70, I'm not too far from them. I live about the north central part of the state. And Rick said the US government actually opposes people helping each other. You got that right. I think it's crazy that they do that. And these days it's getting harder and harder for people to make ends meet because things are not getting cheaper. Like when we have inflation, things go up quickly, but things don't go back down as fast or does not go back down. And it's getting to the point that even vehicles, homes and stuff, it's getting hard. It's hard. Like the same home that I bought 10 years ago was 70. I paid 76, but normally it was 79, $80,000. The exact same manufactured home. This same home today is 130,000 or more. And it's ridiculous that a truck, same truck like Rick has on his, that he's fixing up, probably was a $10,000 truck back, $10 or $12,000 truck back when it was brand new. That same truck today is $50,000 to $60,000. It's ridiculous. And I remember the only diesel truck that I owned was a 1999. It was red. It was a Power Stroke 7.3, and I bought it for used 2 years. It was 2 years old. I bought used 29,000. It was stickered brand new 36,000. My dad's truck was $36,000. Those same trucks today are almost 80 to $90,000. It's ridiculous, and it's getting harder, especially for the young people, to be able to buy a home. And it's ridiculous that I work in the apartment, commercial, residential housing, and I've seen where rent has just doubled since I started with the company, or since I started in apartment maintenance. I remember when I started, it was like between $300 to $500, depending on a 1 or 2 bedroom. Today, it's $1,000, $900 to $1,000, and almost $1,500 even if you have a apartment with upgrades. It's getting ridiculous. And yeah, it's getting to where the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. It's getting to the point that there is no blue collar or middle class anymore. It's either rich or poor. That's very nice of you. Are good. I don't know what Uncle Charlie's talking about. Let's see. Same here, state control, California. And Ken says, "Got to go, folks. Best of y'all. Great week. Brought up pizza. So, what do you do? FYI to all the breakfast pizza, bacon, sausage, and egg and cheese." Well, you have yourself a good day, and I hope you come back someday. And it's a my Carnivore Carl. Hey there, Kelly. I am here to pick up 2 crack burgers. They look so good. Well, I'm glad that glad you liked that video. Enjoy. I got the recipe there to share. So, and Rick says, looks like rain is coming here. And which I think my Carnivore Chronicles, her name is Dawn. Well, I'm glad that you're here. And Lance said, good afternoon. Afternoon there. I wish to homestead one day. I wish to have a homestead one day. Been a dream for years. I will achieve it. That's what I'm working on. I have the land. I have the buildings. The thing I need is get the fences. I got most fencing materials. I just need to get the fences back, and the fences I need is gonna cost a little bit, but I'm gonna do it one little at a time. Eventually, I'll have it all. I'll eventually have it and pull the trees out with a strap. Well, speaking of trees, it may have a video. You may see a video on maybe both channels or definitely on this channel of me doing work, because as I'm going to go back. Oops, I got to go back. Share. All right. I got home from church this morning, and I didn't even know this had happened. I didn't see it yesterday. I didn't really pay attention this morning, but um as I got home, I look, and as I am zooming in, the one of the neighbor's trees decided to fall over the fence. So I get to clean that up and fix my fence. So yay. I still have some more trees down the way I got to clean up. And he said, I believe George has banned him. Yeah, I believe so too. I'm tired of it. That's why I made George a moderator. I added a moderator because when someone messages and says that I had enough of that because of people bashing, I can't take that. And if you're gonna do that, you're gonna be banned from my channel. As Rick says, yes, there may be only one channel with Spudman that has not banned him yet. I had to kick the potato from Butter Bob's live. Hey, it's Ivy from Southeast Missouri. How you doing? Brian says, bye, potato head. And Ivy says, I am in the Southeast Missouri Ozark. It is very beautiful down there. I have been down through there. US 67, Cherokee Pass, Frederickstown. I have never been to Johnson's Shut-ins area or Elephant's Rock yet. I wanted to go see that someday, but I have drove through that area, and I have been to Eminence Road Horse in the Ozarks. It is a beautiful area down there. I know they have a co-op down there. I believe that is they're Carnivore. And as Rick says here, I totally agree. The central bankers increase debt, which increases the money supply, causing inflation, which will never go back down. Never. And Rick said, my truck was around 12,000 MRSP in 90. I believe it. I knew it was close because I remember it's my first pickup that I bought from my dad. He bought it brand new, 1994. It was a 94 F-150 XLT 351 heavy half, four-wheel drive. It's had the Windsor in it. Um, I bought it from him 3 years later. He paid $23,000 for that truck. I can only imagine what that truck cost prior to that in 1990. But it is ridiculous, like how everything is a lot higher. Rick says one bedroom apartment in Miami is $2,000 a month. I absolutely believe it because I think everything on the East Coast is a lot higher, especially in New York and New Jersey, Florida. It's crazy because I know 10 years ago, I was working, helping another complex out, one of the sister properties in St. Louis, and it was the high rise. It was a loft apartment. They wanted almost $3,000 for that thing. And it's like, it was a two-bedroom. And I'm like going in and turning, like, man, you can't even have no privacy in this thing. Right here, I definitely agree. The problem starts with the Federal Reserve, which no one will stop. No, you got that right. They'll keep on printing more money and deflating that dollar. People saying hello. Custard Cannon says, I saw a short of a Big Mac meatloaf. Any chance you do a carnivore version? Huh, I'll have to check that out. Huh. I wish I had one. That would be great to have. Uh, I'll have to do mine with a chainsaw, and then I'll throw if it's worth it. I'll cut it up, and I'll have a little bit of firewood for my campfire. If not, I'll throw it back over to the neighbors again so they can have their tree back, which they don't even live here. We have Adventures of Timothy and Shaman. Well, welcome to the channel. Uncle Charlie says, bye bye, Mr. Spud Boy. Yeah, that's the thing is, it's like I feel that because of the inflation, the wages are no matter where you're at, even though it's cost of living is cheaper here, it is way, way way too low everywhere because I feel like for me, where I need to be at least $5 to $10 more an hour. But granted, I think they also count into the bonuses I get. So it could be either way, either $5 raise or the bonuses. So dang you do, dang you don't. But I feel that the wages all over is just way too low, especially with the inflation. Looks like we're at the end of the man. I caught up with the contents. Oh, and Uncle Charlie says, I googled a diet for diabetics. They will tell you to eat fruit, carbs, all crazy things. Oh, Uncle Charlie, yeah, that's the way the American Diabetes Association. If you look, they'll recommend all that stuff. Yeah, and whole weather bread. Yeah. Well, we're getting towards the end of my live. I'm glad people's there. Before I got one more before before we leave, I got a little more skit here to show you. It's my daughter's play. She told me not to go, but it actually her part of it was actually pretty good. Here's about 2 minutes.
I know, but these books? You really think you're gonna read War and Peace in a bunker? Well, if there's time, maybe. I wanted to catch up some
the the play was about the 8 minutes left, and her part was pretty funny. You have to. I apologize trying to keep the phone camera steady.
Generator, backup generator, central toiletries. What? Well, I read every day. I've seen it with the magazine in the back of the video. Well, there's no need to shame me, honey. It's not like I'm first to read. Maybe I just never had the time. Did you ever think about that? All the free time I've had and help you pack this damn bunker. Because that's what you do when you love someone. You support their hopes and dreams. Plus, it's not like I'm packing a container full of pie pops and it's books. I'm sorry. It's just, this felt so much more hard than the practice. And I forgot how this is up. I'm a terrible cook.
No, it's fine. There's room. Plenty of room. We'll start a book club of 2. We can discuss all books.
But there's only one copy of each book, so we can't read the same book at the same time.
We can read simultaneously.
But I'm such a slow
We'll
reader.
read at the same pace. It's fine. It'll all be fine.
Oh my gosh, I forgot the fruit.
No, what? No, parents. We discussed this. We'll go back to poker. Number 1, rookie mistake.
Christ is a burden. I certainly hate waste food.
Aren't they going to go back to the bunker? I don't think we can eat all that.
Remember,
Where do we get so much fruit anyway?
we're trying to consume more smoothies, remember? Our New Year's resolution, consume more fruit. Plus, who knows when the next time it'll be before we can eat fresh fruit again. Plus,
This is not the plan.
I know.
It was pretty fun. I'm glad I end up going. She told me not to go, but my mom mentioned about it. Said, you know what? We might as well enjoy it. If she said it would be a flop, well, it'd be either a good laugh or it would good. And her part come out really good. And as we go, Rick said, windy and rainy now. Well, I hope y'all get a good amount of rain. I hope the wind don't get wicked down there. And Sandy said, send it this way, Rick, because I know that needs rain up there, her part of Florida. And of course, Sandy says she is really cute. She's talking about my daughter. All right, I'm glad everybody stopped by today. I know we had a little bit of issue with Mr. Spud, but we took care of that. And I'm hoping everyone has a great week and And so, actually, as Professor Rick said, as long as the wind don't blow the tarp off my roof. Well, so speaking of wind, I actually got home and I thought I wanted to do my live stream outside, and that's what I was going to do. I had it all set up and everything. And it was a little windy, but not bad. Everything worked out. I was using my wireless mic. Everything worked out great. I was 15 minutes in getting ready to do Sunday Carnivore Sunday School, and the wind started picking up, and it took my umbrella, and I had to go chase. So I had 15 minutes to get everything outside back in, set up in time for Sunday school. So was nothing outside. I'm hoping one of these days I can do it outside. And so, as I'm going to end, y'all have a great day. As I end my videos, let's be kind, be positive, have a good attitude, encourage and support one another. And I'll add this, like as everybody else, let's make sure we eat that meat. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your week.